If you clicked on this video, I want to say congratulations on taking the first step to starting your fitness journey, or whether you're someone who is already on your fitness journey, I still think you're going to get a lot of value from the points that we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be covering 3 of the biggest mistakes that people make at the beginning of their fitness journey, as well as throughout, and mistakes that I've personally made so that you avoid them and you can truly enjoy this lifestyle of being healthy through the whole journey ahead that you have, because it is a lifelong process. So let's get into it. Before we start, I just want to say welcome to the BeSoGuud channel, where we're all about elevating ourselves to be our best, both inside and out. It's so good to have you here. Let's dive in. If you're wondering why to trust this random girl on the internet, I just want to say that I do have my bachelor's degree in exercise science, as well as have my NASM personal training certification, and I have worked in the fitness industry for the last 9 years. So I have seen a lot of fitness journeys, as well as helped a lot of fitness journeys, and that's exactly why I wanted to make this video, because I've seen people make the same 3 mistakes over and over and over again, and they're just such easy things to try to avoid to really set yourself up for success. So the first thing that I have seen really deter people from succeeding, and it could be a little bit controversial, but it's gonna be the modality of training that you pick. In the fitness world, especially, where everyone has their opinion on strength training is the most important, or cardio is the most important, or CrossFit is, the best thing ever. There is a lot of information overload, and consumers, or people that are just starting their fitness journey, have all these options and they don't even really know where to start. But let me tell you that just picking the right modality of training for you, especially at the beginning of your fitness journey, is going to make such a difference. If you're someone that's just starting, and most likely the fitness space could be really intimidating, picking a mode of exercise that you find joy in, or that you find maybe a little less intimidating, is going to be so much more beneficial to you than just going straight for the thing that you know that you hate or you don't like. I do want to differentiate. This is not about, like discipline or motivation. Obviously, you have to get uncomfortable first sometimes to get comfortable in the future. But that being said, when you're first starting your fitness journey, let's say if you have knee problems and you absolutely hate running, most likely the first thing you should pick to, start your fitness journey shouldn't be, let me try to run 4 times a week. Because guess what? Most likely you are not going to do it because you don't like doing it, and or it causes you some type of discomfort in your joints. If instead, let's say you loved dancing, or you love yoga and stretching, start with that first, just to be able to gain a little bit of momentum on your movement journey. It is so much more beneficial for you to just start and gain momentum in any type of movement, whatever that feels the best to you, because it'll help you to start building that confidence, and then you can, start adding in things that maybe are a little bit less comfortable for you. But first, you just need to start gaining confidence. You just need to start moving. You need to start doing something that feels good, that yes, burns calories, but ultimately that just gets your head in the right place, so that you can see this and project this as a future where you incorporate moving into your life. If you're constantly just signing up for, exercise classes, or again, running, or whatever it may be that deep down inside you absolutely hate, like let's say you hate weight training. Maybe at the beginning, obviously weight training has all these incredible benefits that we should all strength train to some degree, but if you absolutely despise the gym and you're just starting, maybe your first step isn't to go to the gym. It's to start with long walks outside because you love being outside, or go for walks on the beach because you love being by the beach, or go to, spinning classes with your friends because you like spending time with your friends. Anything to just get you in the door to move first is going to benefit you to set yourself up for success in the long run. It doesn't mean that you're just forever going to avoid things that are going to help you progress as your journey continues and as you get better. But first, you just need to start gaining that momentum. So really focus on picking things that, may not be the most transformative type of exercise in the entire world, even though that's all relative as well. But just pick something that makes you feel good so that you start moving. Mistake or error number 2 that so many people make as well is the way that you structure your schedule, and kind of where and when you place it around your day. This is going to be both time and place. Let's use an example here. If you pick a gym, whether that's classes, whether that's working with a trainer, that is 50 minutes away from your home and 50 minutes away from your workplace, most likely that is not setting you up to succeed, because you are going to try to be going to that gym or that place before or after work, as normally people with 9 to 5s do. But if it's already 50 minutes away for you, let's say without traffic, so now with traffic, it's, I don't know, an hour and 20 minutes. Having to spend an hour and 20 minutes to get somewhere to do an activity that most likely at the beginning you are not like loving to do, you're really making an effort to be able to start and again gain that momentum. You are setting yourself up for a situation where it's going to be so hard for you to already want to go, and then you're adding this barrier of, oh, I need to drive for an hour to get there. It's so easy to be like, well, I'm really tired today, it's an hour and 20-minute drive to get there, I think I'm going to cancel. Or let's say you don't work with a trainer, so you don't have that accountability aspect, and it's a lot easier to cancel, or there's no-show fee. It's so easy. I mean, it's so easy, and nobody blames you. It's easy to have a stressful day at work and say, you know, I just don't feel like going today. I don't want to spend another hour in the car and then have to get there and figure out what I'm going to do, and then another hour and a half to come back. That is not setting yourself up for success. That is really setting yourself up to not be able to hit your goals, and to, as anyone would, kind of just try to avoid that situation. And sometimes you may go and sometimes you may not go. But obviously consistency is super important. So instead, if you were to maybe pick a gym that, let's say it's not your absolute favorite, or it's the classes that is not your absolute holy grail, but you just need to get started, pick a place that's 15 or 20 minutes away, or that's walking distance, even better. Walking distance from your work or from your home, or a 10-15 minute drive from your work or your home. You are so much more likely to show up because it's so close to you. Or even better, if it's something that's en route to a place that you already have to go to, if it's a place that it's on your way to work or on your way back home, that's even better, because then you can do something that's really, really useful, which is called habit stacking. If you've never read Atomic Habits, it's a spectacular book. I highly, highly, highly recommend it. I'll also have it linked down below, but it basically talks all about breaking bad habits and creating good habits. And one of those things that really helps to create good habits is habit stacking, which means that basically you are going to group two things together. So one thing that you already have to do, again, drive to work and drive back from work. And now you're gonna pair that with stopping somewhere that is already on your way to work or on your way back from work. So then they kind of form themselves into just one whole thing. So now whatever it is that you decide, that it's either on your way there or on your way back, you're creating that new habit that, oh, when I drive to work, I stop by the gym and I work out before work and then I get there. Or vice versa. If I know now that when I drive back from work, I drive by my gym, I stop by the gym, I get what I need to get done, and then I drive back home. You're creating that synergistic relationship between the two things, and that just takes decision making out of your head, so that it's not even necessarily an option anymore. It's just something that you do. That's just really gonna help you to avoid decision fatigue. You're pairing the two things together. You don't necessarily have to make a decision of, is traffic good, is traffic bad? You're already going that way anyways. You're stopping on the way or you're stopping on the way in, and it makes it just way easier for you to remove those barriers and keep building that habit and momentum, which in these beginning stages is so, so crucial. Now, mistake number 3, and one that I can very highly from personal experience talk about, is going just all in, all at once, all at the beginning, and experiencing burnout and or not prioritizing recovery. To preface this, I do want to say this also depends on your personality. Everyone is different. If you're someone that you're like, I have to go every single day, Monday through Friday, or not going 1 or 2 days for me, I just know I'm just not gonna go for the whole entire rest of the week, then obviously you know that's your personality. And maybe for you, it's a little bit better to be like, oh, I do a little bit every day, as opposed to somebody else. I would definitely say don't start with 5 or 6 days a week when you're just starting, because if you put that pressure on yourself where you're like, I absolutely have to do this 5 to 6 times a week, and then you fall off 1 or 2 days, you're gonna feel like a failure, or like you failed at holding yourself accountable to doing that. And then again, it's easier for you to be like, well, I already failed week 2 into trying this, so like, what's the point? That's not the way you want to look at things. It's so much better to be realistic with yourself and realistic with your schedule and just what your life looks like. If you're a mom, if you're a dad, if you have really weird hours, if you work overnight, all those things are things that you need to take into consideration to figure out the frequency at which you should start. And it's so much better to start slow and build up. Again, I know we've been talking about just building that momentum, but that will help you and that will lead you to really, really be able to succeed in this in the long term, rather than saying, I'm gonna quit cold turkey X, Y, or Z, I'm gonna go 5 or 6 times a week. And maybe you accomplish it for 1 week or 2 weeks, but then guess what? Most likely you're gonna fall out of it and or you're gonna burn out because again, you're not used to building these habits yet. So you're just gonna be like, a month into it and I'm already like failing at what I said I was gonna do. So like, what's the point? I'm just not gonna do it, or I'll revisit it in the future, as opposed to the person that maybe started with like, I'm gonna start going twice a week. She goes or he goes twice a week for the first 3 weeks. And then you're like, man, I made it these 2 times a week for the last 3 weeks. Let me start going 3 times a week now. And then you do that for a month. And then you're like, that was good. I'm starting to feel good. I think I can bump it up to 4. And then you start moving and exercising 4 times a week. That person by month 3 or month 4 is going to be so much better off than the person that started 6 times a week and gave up after their first month. It doesn't mean that you're lazy. It doesn't mean that you're unmotivated. It just means that you need to figure out your personality and your life and what that balance needs to look like for you. And it's going to take some trial and error. Everyone is different. Everyone's body responds different. Your mind, again, the situation in which you find your life in, really take those factors into account. But 9 times out of 10, I guarantee you, being the person that goes slow and steady is going to be a way better course of action as time goes on. And also it's going to help you on your recovery journey, and also making sure that you recover as you're starting to work out. Muscles are going to get tired. You're maybe not used to moving a lot, or you're, building frequency, building intensity. You need to recover. Again, now speaking from personal experience as someone who was an athlete my whole entire life, I played tennis, golf, swimming, soccer, I skied, I snowboarded, I did all the things. And then obviously I got into the fitness industry and I became a trainer and I work with clients and I love working out because it's what I've done my whole entire life. I got injured, I got a back injury and I got a knee injury. And if you would have told me that would have ever happened, I would have been like, impossible. I do all the right things. I warm up before, I, program my exercises and I vary things so that I'm very well-rounded. But guess what? Overtraining in general, things have wear and tear. We live lives where, you're sitting a lot, you're driving a lot, like things are out of position to where they should be. So the last thing you want to do is hurt yourself from like overtraining, especially if you're somebody that's undertrained and you're starting your fitness journey. The last thing you want is to injure yourself. So giving yourself that recovery time is going to be just as important of giving yourself, the ability to move. So yeah, those are 3 things that I just wanted to share because I have seen them over and over again in the last 9 years of working and training with people, and again have personally experienced myself. It's most likely not the most common, mistakes that you're gonna find out there for videos of starting your fitness journey, but I do think that it's so fundamental to think about these things beforehand and or as you go through different stages, because you're gonna have plenty of stages on your fitness journey. I can make another video on my personal fitness journey and all the different forms of training and what my body looked like and what I've learned and everything like that, or what I've seen with clients. But essentially, I do really think that this sets you up with the correct structure and framework to also check back in with yourself and make this as easy and just as smooth to be able to integrate moving and just feeling good and getting healthy into your life, because your life is going to get so much better when you're just working on yourself, again, inside and out. It trickles into every aspect of your life, professional, personal, relationships, how you feel about yourself. Like fitness and moving and all that part can be so daunting and scary if you're not doing it correctly, and or if you just it's not even courage that you're not building, but maybe you just don't have the right tools to really know how to embark on this journey. So I really hope that this video gave you some inspiration that you can do it and that these are things that you can apply and get started today. And if you got any value from this video, please don't forget to give that subscribe button a sweet little tap. I'm so grateful to have you here. Share in the comments what you've struggled with the most in your fitness journey. I would love to know, to see if there is any insight that I can give based on my experience, or I don't know, what were the first 1 or 2 things that helped you, get your foot in the door? I also would love to read that. I love seeing people's different, journeys when it comes to movement and fitness and health and wellness, and also so that other people can read other people's comments and get inspired and know that they're not alone in starting the fitness journey. So yeah, I love talking about this. I can't wait to make more videos about this, and hopefully I will see you in my next one.